All right, we're just about here at the top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. This is Tony's Eyes, and today we're going to be covering our Small Business Growth and Acceleration Workshop. And we're going to talk about how you can actually grow your business and thrive in spite of the tough economy right now that we face. So the question is your small business, are you going to experience success or failure? It's going to be one way or the other. And it's really up to you on how this goes. 80% of all small businesses fail within 1 to 3 years of startup. So that means there's a lot of failure and there's a lot of things that are going wrong. And we see this combined with some other facts you're going to see here today. You're going to see what the market leaders are doing and how you too can become a market leader and stand out from everyone else and make your brand the most important one in your particular niche. So let me ask you this. What are you currently doing to ensure your business is not just another statistic? Well, the first thing is that you tuned in here today. You joined this webinar to get informed, and that's a good sign. But we need to take it a step further because things are changing in the world of small business, um, in our economy, in the world in general, and it's time to step up to where you need to be right here, now, today. Let's talk about your business presence in the information age. Yes, the yellow pages are dead. You need another way to get out the information and get the word out about your business. So today, there's more importance placed on online mediums and mobile devices and social media and all the other technology that's presented before us and used by amongst our society everywhere, and that is where people are getting their information from. So in this information overload society, how do you stand out? Well, first of all, you have to show up, you have to play the game. So if you're just running yellow page ads or sending out print mailers or advertising in the local newspaper, that may yield some results, but it's nothing compared to the possibilities when you look at the technological avenues available today. And not only that, but usually those print mediums are a lot more expensive. So one of the nice things about technology is as technology evolves, it becomes less expensive. This is something that we're seeing here in the world of online marketing. So we want to talk about this presence in the information age. So you need to be present. You need to be where those who are looking for your products, goods, and services are searching. And again, yellow pages are dead. We need to be involved with new media, and that's what we're going to address in more detail here today. So let's look at some numbers that back up this importance of online search. So first of all, there was over 3.2 billion local searches done in the US in June of 2010. Pretty remarkable. Now, 20% of all searches actually have local intent, meaning people who are searching online are no longer searching for just broad global terms. People are looking for your business in your town, and they're looking for what it is that you offer. Over 80% of local searches are done online. So again, this is we're talking about people don't pick up the yellow pages like they used to. When someone wants to know information, they want to know where to go to for a good, a service, a product. If they're looking for a restaurant, if they're looking for entertainment, whatever it may be, the first place they go is online. Over 50% of local searches result in a purchase. Now that's remarkable, and this is where you need to shift your attention and realize that this is where you need to be focusing your efforts because we're not just talking about people who are searching for just general information. We're looking for laser targeted buyers, people who have the intent to purchase. They're looking for products, they're looking for services, they're looking for your products, services, goods in your local area. So if you were the dominant presence in your niche market, in your local area, can you cash in on that 50% of those local searches that have commercial intent to buy? I think the answer to that's pretty simple. So that's why you want to become this market leader and be engaged and be available for these people who want your services. Another remarkable fact here: an online or mobile source, so cell phone, is the primary source of local information for over 70% of all respondents to this recent study, and over 80% of respondents under the age of 35. So either 70% or 80% of these respondents are getting their information from online or a mobile source. That tells you where you need to be. You need to be in front of these prospects, these potential buyers. Position yourself now and stand to be the leader in your market. Couple this with another interesting fact here. Search remains the largest online advertising revenue format, accounting for 47% of 2009 revenues, up from the 45% reported in 2008. Search revenues totaled 10.7 billion for the year. So businesses understand that search is where they need to focus their efforts. Part of the problem with this, part of the problem of small businesses failing is in part this, that so many companies are putting so many advertising dollars into paid search. Search is the right place and that's where you want to be, but paid search, let's look at a better way, but let's keep these numbers in mind. And we know that your local customers are already searching for the products and services that you offer. So I hope that you see a compelling case of where you need to be, where you need to be positioned, or where you need to go if your business is not there already. You need to be in front of these customers, and you need to stand as the leader by getting there fast. And an important point that today a website is not enough. Interestingly enough, 97% of small businesses do not have an optimized web presence. And along with that, 8 out of 10 small business owners are not satisfied with their online efforts. So that tells me that there is a significant percentage there that don't of small business owners that don't even realize that they're having some trouble with their web presence, because 97% do not have an optimized web presence and only 80% are aware of it, essentially. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in this area, and that's why, again, by joining us here today, you're taking the right step. You're in that small minority that understands the need to do something different, and you're looking for the answers, and you've come to the right place for this information here today, and you can run with this. And we're going to give you some action items here in just a few minutes that you can take as your next step to move forward and be where you need to be with your web presence, and to become that market leader and grow your business this year. The old saying, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around, does it make a sound? Well, I'll It's kind of like your website or many small businesses' websites. If there's no visitors showing up at the website, uh, does your website even really matter? Let's take a look at where you need to be positioned. And this here is just a simple screenshot of a Google search. And I want to show you what this is comprised of because right now, small businesses here now and going back to when the internet became mainstream for users back in the mid to late 90s. Um, having a website was important for small businesses. Now businesses are realizing it's not just having a website, it's how people find the website, how much traffic is going to the website, and how the website converts visitors into prospects and buyers. So first step is properly be positioned. Now we went back, or going back to that statistic on the amount of money that's paid towards search advertising. Um, in the red boxes here on this screen, we can see our paid ads. So when someone types a Google search in, they're going to get those paid ads up at the top and then also on the right-hand column there. Now this is a search for a local service, so we're going to get some local listings and we'll take a look at that in just a second. But what's pretty amazing is that despite the fact that all these dollars are being paid for these paid ads in the red boxes there, over 70% of users actually completely pass up the paid ads section. And the reason for that is fairly simple. Think about it. When you're watching television and commercials come on, do you tune in or do you tune out? Or do you change the channel or do you just TiVo it and skip it all together? Most people tend to not pay attention or skip it altogether. Very few people actually stay as tuned in or tune in more when commercials come on. Well, internet users have realized that these are sponsored ads. They realize that these are essentially commercial ads, and people are turned off by that. So their eyes tend to have like a they have a blinder to these ads here. And the eyes actually go straight to the center of the page where we have our organic listings, so our websites that are showing up after this search query is input. And mixed in with that, this is a search for a local phrase, so it's Dentist Cleveland. So it's actually, we'll see right below the red box at the top, those are organic listings, so those are websites that are showing up returning relevant results, and those are very trusted. So uh, should you be positioned there, which I would highly recommend, and it's actually fairly easy to do for small businesses and local markets, that's where you want to be. That's a trusted position. Users understand that that is what Google is returning as a trusted, relevant result. In addition to that, Google also blends other types of results. So they'll put in news results or video results or social media results that are relevant to the search mixed into that search. So we have the little image there, the thumbnail image. That's an example of where video may show up. Or that's a news article or a social media result. And you also want to show up there. It's another place that I recommend you position yourself. And then the green box just below that. That is actually a local listing. And this is a company that has actually claimed their local listing and taken some steps to optimize their listing. And they're showing up as the first local listing. And they actually show up on the map in the top right hand corner. So the trusted search results are the ones in the middle. It's the organic listings, the websites, it's the news, video, and social media results that show up, and it's those local listings that are returned by Google. That's where I recommend you focus your efforts. That is the trusted search area that users, more times than not, are going to be clicking and visiting those sites. Position yourself there and become the market leader. And again, it's a lot easier to do than you might think, especially as a small business owner in a local market. All right, so to getting back to the point on having a website, just having a website isn't good enough. You need to position yourself and you need to be showing up in the search engines. So when people search Google, and Google's on this screen here, you see right now. But in addition to that, there's other sites. You're looking at logos for the four of the 10 most popular websites in the world. Facebook being number one, recently surpassed Google in late 2010 as the most popular site on the internet. Second to Google, YouTube is one of the top 10. I want to say one of the top five most popular sites on the internet. And it's actually the second most popular search engine next to only Google, which owns YouTube. So Google effectively owns the two most popular search engines on the internet. So people search more through YouTube search functionality than they do through Bing or Yahoo or anywhere else, except for google.com. Facebook, if you're not sold on Facebook, well, if Facebook were a country, I've heard this before, it would be the third largest country in the world, second only to China and India. It would be larger than the United States based on the number of users in Facebook. Remarkable, and it is the most popular site on the internet. And Twitter, 190 million users. It's massive. It's all over the place. You're going to see Facebook and Twitter, as far as social media goes, as the two sites that are absolutely massive and have incredible potential for business purposes, along with, of course, Google and YouTube. So, why not be positioned in four of the most popular websites in the world? Why not be positioned on those sites when you can? That would position you as a market leader and put your business in good shape in a, any type of economy. So, now that they've found you, your prospects and customers, how will you stay in touch? So consider this as kind of step two. Now they've found you. You've positioned yourself in those places of utmost importance. How do you nurture that relationship and how do you stay in touch? Well, it's actually fairly simple. There's a number of ways you can do it, but these are probably the most effective. There's email marketing, there's mobile marketing or text messaging, SMS, blogs, and podcasts. Those are all great ways to stay in touch and keep up with your customers. And then we have social media. And the blogs, podcasts, social media, that all blends together with, it's all fairly related there, but it's important. The whole social media and new media element is very important. We know email marketing is important. A lot of small businesses have understood the value of collecting leads and creating a newsletter, periodically mailing to their customer base. And if you're not doing that, you're leaving money on the table because that's a great way to keep in touch. And a growing area is mobile marketing. Mobile messages, text messages, SMS messages typically get opened at a rate of about 95% to 100% of the time. Whereas email marketing, which is incredibly effective for business purposes, get opened about 10% of the time. Now, why is email marketing less effective? Well, we get a lot of junk in our inbox, right? I think most people are overwhelmed with email, and so any type of advertisement or newsletter, it's not as likely that it's opened as a personal or business message. So we've seen advertisers that using email marketing, again, a phenomenal and fantastic way to market and stay in touch and engaged. Um, Again, it's great, but an even bigger opportunity right now is that mobile marketing, as people are so in tuned with that channel of communication. And then again, online, we have our social media, our blogs, and our podcasts. And in case you're wondering, any business can use a blog. Any business can use social media such as Facebook and or Twitter. And podcasts are essentially just multimedia uh, content that's delivered through a podcast channel. So it's just content distribution. And a lot of times it's audio or video, um, but it can be distributed through a channel like iTunes, which is incredibly popular and has a massive, massive user base. So you can be found, your business can be found there in iTunes or Yahoo's podcast directory. We're talking about millions and millions of users. So those are some channels where you can stay in touch, and this is something I'd recommend looking into a little bit further. If you're not doing any of these, you'll want to implement at least a few of these, if not all of these strategies and methods into your business. And at this point, I'm actually not going to go into much more detail on content here because you're probably saying at this point, but I'm a business owner and I already work these ridiculous hours and have no more time in a day to do anything. And you're saying I have to learn all these new technologies and all this crazy stuff and be on Twitter and be on Facebook and get my page on Google. And I'm not saying that. I'm actually suggesting that it needs to be done for your business purposes, but there are certainly other ways of doing it than you going out and figuring all this stuff on your own. And that's why I'd like you to refer you to someone who can help you with this task. So your next steps in this journey, contact the agent that referred you to this webinar here today so that they can provide you with your free traffic analysis. Essentially what they can do for you is they can show you the missing traffic, the traffic that you're missing out on of prospects, potential customers that are looking for your product or your service in your local area. And they can show you where the opportunity lies. And then they can map out a strategy for how you can accomplish the goals that you now have for yourself in getting positioned in all these wonderfully valuable sites online, into these different mediums where you can become a market leader, grow your business, and take your presence to the next level. So again, I encourage you to contact your agent who sent you to this presentation. And if nothing else, I hope we enlightened you and gave you some ideas. This is something you can do on your own, and I encourage you to do something with this information, but realize that your business failure or success is in your hands, and you now know the direction you need to take to achieve that success that you deserve. Again, this is Tony Zayas, and I hope this has been informative, and I wish you good luck in taking those next steps. Have a great day and take care.